You can categorize Korean girls into 3 areas. One being the largest, they don't want to date foreigners. They're not very interested because they think foreigners are just here to have fun, so they don't want to do that. They know
like,
some foreigners aren't
fun
serious.
or like fun?
You know what I mean, Andrew.
Okay. Cheers to Korea!
Hey.
Today I got my 2 friends here and we're gonna talk about dating in Korea. And like a lot of you guys have left comments on my other YouTube videos and on my Tumblr about my experiences dating in Korea. So I had to bring in 2 professionals because you guys don't want to know about my dating life. But here they are. This is Andrew.
Hey!
And this is Brandon.
Hello.
If you want to hear about our experiences dating in Korea, then keep on watching. So, dating in Korea has been something that has been hard, I would like to say. At least for me, from like a black female perspective. Personally for me, I feel like it has been a struggle and I haven't been getting the same attention like I do back home, so I'm a little jealous and I'm a little upset. But that's why I brought in these 2. So let's start with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Brandon, would you like to go first?
Some of the dates are difficult for the obvious reason of like a language barrier. If you're trying to date someone that's from Korea,
Yeah.
you're gonna struggle with the language.
Yeah.
The most common way to meet people, I'd say, are apps. Either Tinder's not that popular in Korea, but then there's a thing called.
Is it? Huh?
I
It's
thought
not
it was.
that popular. I've met someone off Tinder, but it's not that popular.
all people I know use Tinder. All the straight people I know, but I'm wrong.
Really?
I think I've seen every female coworker of mine on Tinder.
Now,
Really?
now I have a question though. If you see your friend on Tinder, do you swipe right or do you swipe left?
That is so funny.
It's your friend. I mean,
Okay.
you're gonna swipe left?
I did, and my neighbor called me out on it because he's like, I saw you on Tinder and I swiped right, and I'm like, I swiped left. That's why we never matched.
Back home I would do that, but here it's like the foreigner community is too small.
Yeah.
But it's your friends that you know personally.
It's just too weird.
Personally, no shade if you do, but I wouldn't use it back home.
Hmm.
I never had used it back home. This is my first time using it, like being in Korea.
Too many people like you know back home, and it's just weird.
Yeah, it's just weird. I feel like I don't have a need to use it back home because the reason why I used Tinder here was to meet. I knew that foreigners would use it. Not only foreigners, but Koreans too, but were to meet people because I don't know many people here, or at least at first. So that was my primary motivation for using the app. Alright, yeah. So that's my whole thought on Tinder. What about your experience?
Well, as a homo, as a gay guy, in Korea, it's very obvious that it is something that is frowned upon socially, and on like Grindr or even meeting most on Grindr when you talk to other gay guys, you know, a lot of them don't show their face.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just like a picture of like everything from here to here for a lot of people. And on their profile to say if there's no pic, no chat. And it's like, what?
So it's
Like-
all based on
Like, what do you mean?
physical-
Like, you're gonna tell me that if I have no picture, they won't talk. My picture is there, yours isn't. Like, bye, Felicia. I don't want to talk to you anyway. The thing is, a lot of them they will talk to you, but if ever you try to like meet up with them to go on a date or anything like that,
Yeah.
a lot of them just kind of don't. And I think it's because they're scared.
Yeah.
Of maybe other people knowing, like other Koreans, even though they don't know these Koreans personally, they say white guys only or only into white people. That is a thing.
Okay.
And this is a problem because this is a thing that is very common within the LGBT community everywhere, I think. And a lot of people get surprised by that, thinking that, oh, well, you know, LGBT people, they've had their own struggles, therefore they're accepting to everyone, blah, blah, blah. Not the case. A guy messaged me one time after I had messaged him saying, oh, sorry, no Indians. Just so we're clear, I'm actually not Indian. Number 1. Number 2, fuck off. Okay, so everyone just like wants Wonder Bread. That's cool.
Well, we do have a coworker though, Jonathan, who is dating a Korean.
Really?
Jonathan's Hispanic.
back like in the 90s and 80s, you are more likely to date your neighbor or even marry your neighbor or someone in your spatial proximity because there weren't really things like social media and you're not inclined to like leave your neighborhood and go out and date. Like you would just date someone who your family knows, someone who's close, someone that you've grown up with, which would likely be your neighbor or someone in your neighborhood. But whereas now, when we think of dating, like there aren't really boundaries. I mean, I guess it depends on the person, but like in the 21st century, we have these social media dating apps and we have all these different things where it's so easy to meet people and like your spatial proximity is no longer an issue.
Although if I gotta like transfer subway lines to meet up with you, it's not gonna happen.
Green line only.
Green line only.
Yeah. We're neighbors.
We are neighbors.
Oh, you guys are actual neighbors.
Does that mean like back in the 1980s, 90s, like we'd be more likely to get married to each other?
I would assume so.
Okay, great. A lot of people I know who are around like my age group, a lot of them say, you know what, they don't want to do long distance relationships. If it was just for a few months, I think they'd be okay with it, but anything longer than that, they're not down for it.
Yeah.
It's too hard, it's a lot to handle, and when you're away for someone for that long and you start meeting other people, I don't know, I've heard of situations where you just kind of feel less for that significant other.
Out of sight. These words sound harsh, but like out of sight, out of mind, in a way. Yeah, at least that's how I felt because I was.
Who said that, Oprah? So I don't use credit. I'm not down for just hooking up with someone just all willy nilly one time. I don't like that. You know, like I'd rather go on dates and get to know someone, this and that. Now, some people like this or maybe into this. I don't know. I'm not. But when someone messages you and says hello and they send you like a dick pic like right away.
That's happened?
I swear to God on multiple occasions.
You know what's
Don't act
funny?
like that's never happened to
I was
you.
about
You've
to
never
say
seen
that.
dick pic?
No, that's what I was about to say.
Okay,
Guys,
no.
I have never, ever in my life received a dick pic.
Never?
Never.
Every girl I've ever talked to receives a dick pic.
Maybe
Oh my
I'm
God.
just not.
I've never
Should I
understood
be
that
ashamed?
either.
But people just like,
Maybe
Why?
they just know that I'm not like I just don't talk to wastings.
you know, or people like, oh, when people say like to me, like send me a dick pic, like, of course, like, no, I'm not gonna send you a dick pic. Like, I'll send you a picture of like a cucumber. That one's fast would get you off.
We've got Martin here. Martin, have you ever sent a dick pic?
That's all I do. Yeah. That's how I spend my evenings.
That's how Martin first messaged you when he got to Korea.
Right.
Oh my god.
I've got a hobby.
Yeah.
Have you got any dick pics from Koreans?
Yes.
No.
What I find odd about Korea is that it is a conservative country, yet somehow that within when they're segregated, like in terms of sexes, they're very, very comfortable with nudity.
Are they?
Yeah.
But I was
Like,
gonna say
Jim
the
Jabon-
opposite.
Right.
Gym
Okay,
jabons,
yes.
changing rooms, like people have like it's not even just like like back home when people get changed in a changing room and that's it. No, like they are very like they walk around dicks flopping, and when they're drying themselves up, like put one leg up here and like floss with the towel like right in front of you, and it's like I don't need to see that.
Okay, so I feel like a lot of Korean guys who meet me, they either will try to touch my hair or try to touch my skin, and I do feel like I'm fetishized. Maybe I'm overreacting and they're just really curious, or maybe they are fetishizing me. I mean, I feel like the latter more of the times, but I don't know how I feel. If I feel like a guy is fetishizing me, I am less likely to pursue them.
And I don't think you're overreacting because I don't think that's just a Korean thing. I think that actually happens everywhere. That's happened to me back home because it's either people, again, you get a lot of this. People like white only, or they specifically pursue a certain race, not just because like they find them, you know, that they're not just because they're most attracted to them, but because it's almost like there's some kind of game to it about, you know, getting with that person. Like I'm not gonna be another notch on your colored belt, you know, like that's just
exactly. I don't fetishize them like that,
Right.
but maybe because I'm so attracted to like their style.
Oh, I fetishize money.
Their money. Is that
Not Korean money, just money in general.
Oh my gosh, maybe because I'm really like attracted to their style, like is that fetishizing them? Because I think their style is unique to Koreans.
But it depends like what you consider like moral, immoral when it comes to fetishizing. Because the thing is
Yeah. Is it?
fashion,
Yeah.
you can control that.
Yeah.
Race, you can't control.
You can't. Yeah. However, there are features of Koreans that like I really do like. But I mean, that's just really preference. So no, I don't fetishize
Right.
Koreans.
But-
But I mean,
Or
but if
fall
you're
for
cute
that
and if you're over 6'2" and you know you got like little pockets, then I'm down.
The bold-legged one.
I'm joking.
Like I've been on a date where they were like, oh, like blue eyes and like pretending to grab them and kind of weird things like that.
Yeah, they fetishize you as well.
You would
being
never-
a white male.
You would never experience, you know, back home.
Okay.
How do people treat you with regards to whether dating or non-dating, being not just a foreigner, but being a foreigner of a particular background?
Okay, how do they treat me? I feel like at my job I had to prove myself because I am their only black teacher and I was their very first black teacher. So
So you set the precedent.
I had to set the precedent, exactly, and it was like big shoes to fill, you know, because I don't want to make like all other, if they do decide to hire other minorities or other black people, like I want to set a good standard. I feel like if anything were to happen in terms of like a Korean treating me a certain way, like I would have people to lean on. Such solidarity in like the black community, the
Hashtag
black
Black
people
Lives
here.
Matter.
Black lives do matter here in Korea in terms of like my working culture, and I guess even dating too. Like I have to prove myself in every aspect. People just stereotype that they're ghetto, that they're uneducated, poor, and it's like the fact that I'm even in Korea. Korean guys would automatically assume that I am different because I have ventured outside of my
And then
homeland
be like Lil Wayne.
and that I am abroad. You know, they see that as a status, like, wow, you're able to travel, you're educated, you're able to work abroad.
Yeah.
So I'm already separating from that like racial norm or that racial stereotype, and I have to further prove myself. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will link their social media below, but definitely check them out and let me know in the down bar what other topics you guys would like to see. And thank you for subscribing.
Deuces.
Bye.
Has like a California girl accent.
Canadian girls.
Yes.
And I don't like that because when people,
No,
when I
girls in Nova
speak,
Scotia.
they say I'm whitewashed. What the hell is whitewashed? How can you act a certain
That is
race?
Okay, that is such bullshit.
No, we need to
How do they
talk
expect
about
someone?
that.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that.
No.